shortly before this game in the series finale that Joe was headed to the injured list. They are labeling it right elbow inflammation. Randy Vasquez has been recalled, and I saw it first from Dennis Lin of The Athletic on a tweet. And I see right elbow inflammation. And of course, what do we think? We think the worst. We think, oh no, Tommy John, the worst. But then there's an update shortly thereafter, and the Padres call it precautionary. This is from Dennis. The Padres are calling Musgrove's IL stint precautionary. Musgrove has been experiencing triceps tendonitis. Vasquez would be lined up to start Tuesday at Wrigley. San Diego also could go with more of a bullpen game. And I could see that as well. Go Brito Vasquez or Vasquez Brito. You can go Morhone, Kolek, right? But this, I hope that it's precautionary. I hope that it's triceps and not elbow, because I'm sorry, we've seen right elbow inflammation, and we've seen guys this year. There's been a lot of it where a couple days later, Tommy John, week later, Tommy John. So I hope it's precautionary, but why not label it triceps? Why to label it right elbow inflammation? You know, you label it right elbow inflammation, and you're going to get the fan base worried about the health of one of their star pitchers, So the encouraging thing for me was that Joe's last outing, it was, I thought, his most encouraging outing of the season. He goes 6 innings, quality start. I don't think he walked anyone, almost had 10 punch outs. The fastball was at 94? The breaking ball was working well. I was really encouraged by what I saw. It seemed like he was pitching well, and maybe he had found something. So, sure, there's work that they do, obviously, in between starts. So maybe he felt something and something happened then. But that's why I'm like, well, he was good the last time we saw him on the mound health wise. It looked fine. It looked better than what we have seen previously. So I'm hoping that, yeah, it was something that happened after that, and it is precautionary. It's not something that happened when he was throwing. I guess that's the glass half full view of it. But the glass half empty is, I mean, the Padres, sure, they could say it's precautionary, but there's been times before where we didn't think it was that big of a deal, whether it's a pitcher or whether, I think it happened with Luis Campusano, how he was going to be out for a few weeks and then he was out for months. I think that might have happened with Drew Pomerantz as well. It's happened before where precautionary, because they're not going to say it's bad without them totally knowing that it's bad, right? And then it ends up being months, or someone ends up having season-ending surgery. So I don't really know what to think. I think right now, us Padres fans collectively are kind of just, oh boy, hopefully this is not too long. With Darvish, I think we could all relax more because that was neck tightness. That had nothing to do with an arm. But again, when we see that initially, we see it on the Padres broadcast, we see the Padres say right elbow inflammation. We don't see triceps, we see right elbow inflammation as the initial diagnosis or announcement, right? And we're like, oh boy. Because that's not something that I was expecting here on Sunday. Sitting, getting ready for this Padres game, I was not expecting Musgrove to go on the IL, right elbow inflammation. If he was going to go on the IL, I was expecting it to be maybe earlier in the year after he was sucking. That Phillies outing where a bunch of home runs, you put him on the IL then, it's like, okay, well, maybe there's something. But when you pitch well in your last outing against the Reds and then you go on the IL, I don't know. I just question what's going on. How did this happen? We'll see if some more quotes go out, but it's concerning for sure, especially when you see it, the elbow being a label, even if it's not elbow and it is triceps, like Dennis Lin is saying there. Still concerning because, again, it shortens the confidence, the number of guys you have confidence in that rotation. And now Walton's going to have to step up. Vasquez is going to have to step up. We'll see if Brito starts and not Vasquez. I don't think that they're going to call up Mazer. I don't think they're going to call up Snelling right now. Maybe that's something that's later in the year. Is Jackson Wolf a possibility? Jay Groom has kind of fallen out of that, right? So, really, Bullpen games gonna have to step up. Vasquez, Brito, like those are the guys that I'm really looking at here. So hopefully this is not a long-term thing. Hopefully this is precautionary. But yeah, there's a level of concern when one of your big guys in your rotation goes on the IL, when you're seeing a bunch of guys around baseball earlier this year have elbow injuries, and then you see next thing up, oh, they're having Tommy John. Oh, they're having surgery. Or oh, yeah, they're gonna be out for a while. So I guess it's wait and see